Get away from me.
No.
I didn't do anything. Get your hands off.
I know what you did.
Stop there, please! Are you all right? What's going on between you two? Nothing. Nothing. George! George! Hey, wait! Boy, stand back! Please, get back! Get back, sir! Let's go! Constabulary coming through!
He's been dead less than 5 minutes.
What do you know about it?
I was chasing the man who did this. Would have had him too, if your partner here hadn't shown up. So good work, Constable. You just let a killer go free.
What happened, Mr. Parker?
Ask your constable. He knows.
I'm asking you.
Pretty simple, really. I heard a shot, saw someone running, tried to stop him before he got away.
Just being a good citizen.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a problem.
It's not. If that's all it was.
You doubting me? I told you what I did. So how about I tell you what the real problem is? Problem is, I caught a killer, and your copper let him get away.
He didn't see what you saw.
No. He saw a black man beating on a white man and decided who the bad guy was. I've seen it before. No doubt I'll see it again.
Constable Crabtree is an honest policeman.
And I'm sure it was an honest reaction. So, you holding me or not?
No.
Good. Now perhaps you'll let me be on my way, and you can go see if you can catch the real criminal here.
You'll be providing us with your address before you leave.
I'm renting a room down on Alexander.
Will you be staying in Toronto long?
Man tries to do a good turn, and all he gets is a lump on the back of his head. What makes you think I'll be sticking around here?
I apologize, sir. There's no need. You did the correct thing under the circumstances.
If that had have been me, I don't think he'd be treating me the same way.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, track record, ain't it?
Be reasonable.
I am being reasonable. Neither Samuel or I want you touching him.
I am more than capable.
Dr. Forbes.
I will see that you and your husband's wishes are honored.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow. Dr. Ogden?
Just see that my Samuel gets better.
This is ridiculous.
We have to respect the patient's wishes.
I'm able to perform that surgery.
I have no doubt about that.
And I'm as accomplished as any man in this hospital.
Well, not any man.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. But my decision has been made. I've already briefed Dr. Dixon on Mr. Fitzgerald's condition, and he will be performing the operation.
Then I'll assist.
No, you will not. You will stay well away from this patient.
Do you see the wound?
I have been here before, Miss Hart.
Small caliber weapon, likely some sort of pistol. Powder burns indicate it was done at a very close range.
Anything else?
Yes, the bruising pattern is not consistent with a single-barreled weapon.
Interesting.
I'll look into it.
This was no barroom altercation gone wrong, George. This was an assassination.
Sir.
Perhaps we released that Mr. Parker prematurely. See? Everyone makes mistakes.
Oh, thank you, sir. I do have an address for him.
Well, perhaps he warrants another conversation.
A union card. He was a stevedore. Who would want to kill a dock worker?
Miss Hart, I need full details on the wound, measurements, photographs, and a determination of caliber, if you can make one.
It's no great surprise that something like this happened.
Sir?
I've just had my ear chewed off by Cecil Vance, the harbour master. He's having trouble down at the docks. Men not turning up for the shifts, tossing it off when they do.
So whatever the situation is, it could be getting worse.
That's stating the bloody obvious, isn't it?
Sirs,
What is it, Crabtree?
bad news, I'm afraid. It seems Mr. Parker gave us a false address.
So Crabtree had a suspect in custody, you had a witness, and the pair of you let them both go.
Well, there was no reason.
There's always a bloody reason to hold on to someone if you think they've done something. Bloody hell, Murdoch, I expect this from him, but you.
Well, sir, I apologize. I thought Higgins was in trouble.
You should hope your novel is a raging bestseller. Because you sure as hell won't be rising through the ranks around here anytime soon.
Sir.
That's all. Buglugs.
He's in a mood.
We're never fully aware of the pressures the inspector is under.
Sir, I wish I had your sense of charity. No? Right.
Don't know.
You?
Never seen him before.
This man was one of yours. He was shot in the side of the head. This was no accident. It was deliberate murder. Likely because of these labor disruptions. Was not one of you going to be man enough to stick up for one of your own?
Sir, do you think one of them will?
We shall see. Ah. Hello?
His name is Carl Landers.
What can you tell us about him?
Not much more than that. Came up here from Pittsburgh, started working with us about a month ago.
Anything else?
Maybe not surprised he ended up the way he did.
Why do you say that?
He was a hothead, stirring up trouble.
From what I understand, he's not the only one.
All we're looking for is a living wage. Maybe work in a place where you don't get killed. Nothing wrong with wanting that.
And Landers?
Landers wanted to burn the whole place to the ground. Not getting anywhere doing that.
Did you ever see him speaking with a black chap, maybe 5'10", about 30 years of age?
I saw him with a darkie once. Down near the room he's on Shooter. Seemed like they knew each other.
Negro.
Excuse me?
The man is not a darky. He's a Negro. Thank you.
What I want to know is, what is the police department going to do about it?
There's nothing the police can do about a bunch of stevedores dragging their asses. I brought you in here because I had questions, not the other way around.
Well, Mr. Vance has no knowledge or interest in what happened to Mr. Landers.
He was in your employ.
I have hundreds of men in my employ.
And now one's been murdered.
Again, this is a matter we have no knowledge of.
Did you know this man?
Of course I didn't know him. Nor do I have any information regarding the circumstances of his death.
We thought we were coming in here today to find out what your department was planning to do about the situation at the docks.
And who are you?
My name is Lionel Armstrong. I work for Mr. Vance.
This city's losing money. Shipments aren't moving in or out of the port. It's intolerable.
These union men are grinding the docks to a halt and the police are doing nothing.
They haven't broken any laws.
They're not fulfilling their obligations.
Perhaps if you paid them a living wage.
They are getting a living wage.
Your job is to get this city moving. I suggest you do that, instead of wasting time and energy on a dead anarchist.
You and your men best do something about this, or I'll have your badge.
I'm sure Dr. Forbes sees you as competent.
He doesn't show it.
Is it not a patient's right to choose his care? It's surely not a reflection on your abilities.
William, I'm not looking for reason here. I'm looking for you to agree with me.
I agree with you. You should be allowed to perform the surgery.
Yes.
But
I'm not interested in buts, William. Sometimes I just need to hear that I'm right.
I'm just trying to find a solution.
Well, sometimes one isn't interested in a solution, William. Sometimes support is all that is required.
So, your place or mine?
Yours. Mrs. Keening's been watching me like a hawk.
You should move.
Well, my place is cheap. It's not like I make lawyering money.
I suppose you'll have to wait until you're a famous writer.
I'm not sure writers make that much either.
So, shall we?
Let me meet you there. I promised Higgins a drink. He's been feeling a bit down in the dumps.
Par for the course?
He's not a bad fellow.
I'm sure you're right, George.
After today, I understand how he feels. The inspector went up one side of me and down the other.
What happened?
I let a suspect get away.
Well, you're George Crabtree. I'm sure you'll find him soon enough.
Another, please. I am not having a good time in my life right now. Ruth is not happy.
I'm sorry.
She is on the outside. But deep down, I know she is not.
Are you sure, Higgins? I mean, she strikes me as one that's hard to read.
Oh, I know my Ruthie. I'm just a failure of a man.
No, that's being a bit harsh, Higgins.
She was born for better things than I, George. I can't afford to give her things she needs.
What does she need?
Creature comforts. The night of the town once in a while. The manicure. We've only been to Henri's once in the past 2 months.
Higgins, isn't Henri's the most expensive restaurant in the city?
It is, George. But it is divine. And Ruthie positively glows when she is there. Another?
No, I'm off to see Effie.
Why doesn't she like me?
She likes you well enough, Higgins.
I doubt that. She treats me like a bad smell.
She can come off a bit reserved sometimes.
She hates me. And that's not fair. I'm a good fellow. Are you sure you won't have another?
Higgins, you are a good fellow, but you know what? You've had your fill tonight.
See you in the morning, George. Troubles at home? Hardly business of yours.
Would making a few extra dollars help?
It would.
Then this is your lucky day. I got a job that needs doing, and I'm looking for a few good men to do it.
Mr. Parker's been seen in this area, and I have an address.
This better not be another false lead.
I don't believe so. Oh, and I have George looking into Mr. Lander's activities in Pittsburgh.
I don't give a toss about Pittsburgh. Well, if it's him, keeps a tidy place.
The landlady said he fit the description I gave her. Sir, that's Mr. Landers.
The dead man?
Yes. Perhaps it would be best if he didn't know we were here.
Oh. That's impressive.
It's an insignet. Julia bought it for me.
The only thing that Margaret buys me is bloody long johns.
So I looked into Mr. Landers. Turns out that up until a couple of years ago, he was a detective for the Pinkerton Agency.
From lawman to wharf rat. That's something of a fall.
Did he ever have any run-ins with Mr. Parker?
Sir, it seems Landers had run-ins with everybody.
Given that we found his picture in Mr. Parker's room, it seems clear that the two have a history.
I'll look into that.
Crabtree, get yourself down to Mabel's rooms on Shooter Street. If Parker turns up, bring him in.
Trust me now, do you? Sir?
In a limited capacity. Ah, Miss Hart. Our resident ray of sunshine. Do come in.
Nice to see you too, Inspector. Detective, sorry for the delay. I think I've identified the type of weapon used to kill Mr. Landers. It's a Shattuck Unique. Properly named, I'd say.
There's not a lot to it.
Still, it packs a punch. 4 barrels and fits in the palm of one's hand. Could be what you're looking for.
Excellent work, Miss Hart. Perhaps one day Murdoch will show you his weak camera.
I'll look forward to it.
Young lady definitely knows what she's doing.
She does that.
Been doing an excellent job since Dr. Ogden left.
I know Mr. Fitzgerald was to be your patient. I'm sorry.
It's your assignment, not your fault.
Well, if you'd like, I could wait until he's anesthetized and you could take over.
That is not necessary.
You'd never know.
Yes, but it might not look good on you when I slit his throat.
You're an able surgeon, Julia. I know that.
Just patch him up so I can give him a piece of my mind.
Here's your card. Congratulations. You're a stevedore.
I already have a full-time job.
This isn't one. And you'll be well paid. If you can't do it, I can find plenty of others that will. All right. Counting on you guys.
Thank you. Sir, I have news about the photographs.
The names of the men?
No.
Then what?
Sir, it appears the hall in the background is in Homestead, Pennsylvania.
This Parker's a long way from home.
Yes, sir. Also, it seems the photographs were taken almost 15 years ago.
And what happened in Homestead back then?
The owners of the Pennsylvania Steelworks hired the Pinkerton Detective Agency to put down a labor unrest. Things escalated, shots were fired, lives were lost on both sides.
This Landers fellow was there?
So it would seem.
That bloody...
Sir?
Sounds to me like Mr. Cecil Vance of the Port Authority has called in the Pinkertons to help sort his mess out.
And someone got wind of what Mr. Landers was doing and killed him.
Higgins? Where's Higgins?
He's away from his desk.
Get Mr. Vance in here, Murdoch, immediately.
Yes, sir.
Hey! Hey!
So I'll have you keep an eye on the patient and just go out. Mrs. Fitzgerald.
He's been in there a long time.
Yes.
Madam, I do know that you're a doctor, but I do hope that you understand my husband and my position.
No, I do not. But I'm abiding by it.
Is it normal that he would be in there for so long?
Dr. Dixon is an able surgeon. I'm sure he's just taking the time he needs.
You lied to me.
I did not.
You knew bloody well who Carl Landers was.
He was a dock worker.
No, he was a Pinkerton detective.
X.
Mr. Vance is doing nothing more than protecting his interests.
If I could trust the police on this, I wouldn't be digging into my own pockets to hire the Pinkertons.
So you don't deny it?
No. I'm well within my rights to hire private security.
And is that all it is?
Of course.
Then why was a Pinkerton detective carrying a union card?
I don't have to answer that.
I've a good mind to throw the pair of you in jail.
For what?
Lying to the police.
I'd like to see you prove that. Now, if you'll excuse us.
I'm not finished.
We are. We have to prepare for a meeting with the mayor in the morning.
It was quite the endeavor trying to find people to do your job. Good day.
Thank you. Mrs. Fitzgerald, can I get you a cup of tea?
Thank you. What's going on?
Mrs. Fitzgerald. Mrs. Fitzgerald, do not go in. No,
Higgins, you look like I feel. Listen, you didn't happen to see a black chap, mustache, extremely fleet of foot pass by here, did you?
I did not. Not again.
All right, don't gloat. What are you doing out here?
Contemplating my retirement from the force.
You can't be serious.
I've been offered a job, George. It's not permanent, but it could be my new calling. It suits my natural abilities.
Oh, and they are?
Causing trouble.
I'm not sure that's the same as being the cause of trouble. Are you sure this is a good idea?
It pays well.
What's the job?
Someone wants me to infiltrate the stevedore union, stir up trouble that they'll be blamed for. Look, I've already got a union card.
Higgins, come with me.
His name is Quinn, sir.
And where's this trouble to take place?
Mr. Vance has a meeting with the mayor tomorrow.
Where?
The harbor master's office down by the docks. We're to create a disturbance, make the union look bad.
This could be the same sort of thing that Mr. Landers was involved in.
Right, the stevedore we spoke to said as much.
Have you found Mr. Parker yet?
I did see him, sir.
No?
Unfortunately, he also saw me.
Excuse me, are you talking about Carl Landers, the dead man?
Yes.
And do you think this is why he's dead?
It's possible he was discovered to be an imposter.
And he was killed for it? Oh, well, I suppose I like being a constable well enough.
No, I need you to stay on board, Henry.
Sir?
You're our man on the inside. I need to find out who your boss is and who he works for.
Excellent choice, sir. Don't you know? Causing trouble is one of Henry's natural abilities. Sir, Mr. Quinn is the one Parker had a hold of after Landers was killed.
You mean the one that ran away from you?
Won't need to remind me, sir.
Well, it's all up to Henry now.
Sir.
Yes, I realize what I've just said. George, about Mr. Parker.
Oh, I'm sorry he got away, sir.
There seems to be more to him than meets the eye. The Pinkertons were not very forthcoming about the events of Homestead. Mr. Parker, on the other hand, I reviewed my photographs of his notes. He has witness accounts, details about the shootings.
Why was he so interested?
One of the men that was killed was a Pinkerton agent. His name was Daniel Parker.
A relative?
Stands to reason.
So both Quinn and Landers were at Homestead.
And Mr. Parker. It seems whatever events transpired at Homestead are being settled here.
He died in surgery?
Yes. His wife has demanded a full report. No, I did not perform the operation.
That's a relief. I'll make it my first priority.
Thank you.
Would you care to assist, for old time's sake?
I'm not sure the hospital would want a staff member involved in a coroner's investigation.
I very much doubt that anyone would question your honesty, Dr. Ogden.
Thank you, Miss Hart, but I best not.
We need to bring this Quinn fella in right now.
Sir, it's unlikely Quinn is working alone, and we have no evidence to connect him to the murder.
He was running away from a murder scene.
According to a witness, we have no reason to believe. And if Henry's right, Quinn will be committing a crime soon enough.
At the meeting between Mr. Vance and the mayor. Good. We'll wait and arrest him then.
We should have constables on the scene.
We shall not. Where's your thinking, Crabtree? This demonstration has to take place. Quinn and whoever's working with him need to be caught in the act.
Sir, when this happened at Homestead, 9 lives were lost.
The difference between this and Homestead is that we're prepared and we know what's coming.
Well, that's no guarantee that someone won't get hurt.
We shall have constables in place but out of sight. I'll be attending this damn meeting between Mr. Vance and the mayor. Anyone starts acting up, they should be placed under arrest.
Sir, if I may, you seem to be taking this rather personally.
I've been insulted, Μέρντοχ. The competence of this police force has been called into question. You're damn right I'm taking this personally.
I see you've made the place your own.
Oh, I hope that's all right.
Yes, of course, you should.
Well, the patient suffered from a number of maladies. Extreme hypertension that wasn't noted on his chart, and none of his major organs were in tip-top shape.
Yes, but none of those conditions would cause him to die on the operating table.
No, but they could have contributed significantly to his death. if you'd wanted them to.
Miss Hart?
The patient died because the attending surgeon nicked the aorta. And the bleeding was rapid, uncontrollable, and ultimately fatal.
The surgeon made a mistake.
I'd say. But what I'm also saying is, given the patient's medical history, he had a very low chance of surviving the surgery.
If the report was weighted in that direction.
Exactly. It was a surgical mistake. Everybody makes them.
Then write it up as such, Miss Hart. I'm sure Dr. Dixon can take it.
As you like.
So, it's time to stop talking and start doing.
We don't need to stir up trouble.
Vance has got the mayor down at the docks right now. Your territory. Your workplace. Telling him what a bunch of layabouts you are. We should be down there showing him that we're not. And that we're not going to be pushed around.
Well, I don't need to get fired.
Then don't come. Go hide in your hole like a little mouse. We're going to tell the mayor, Vance, and the whole damn city that we deserve a living wage. Hell, we deserve more than that. Come on.
Let's go, head. Let's go, lads.
So it was my fault.
It was a mistake anyone could have made.
Anyone didn't make it, I made it. You should have handled that operation.
I may have ended up with the same result.
If I'd just done my job.
Mistakes happen.
Yes, and mine cost a man his life.
Stay out of sight. If there's trouble, these are the men I want apprehended. George, you'll man the call box. If you get the call from the inspector, signal the rest. Do not engage the protesters until necessary.
And, sir, this would all come to an end if the police would simply do their jobs and arrest the workers who won't do theirs.
They're hardly striking, Mr. Vance. They as much as are.
Goods aren't moving. Produce is rotting on the docks. It's intolerable.
We've had less than 7 ships leave port in the last 3 days.
This situation is crippling the city, sir.
Inspector Brackenreed.
I can't arrest the men without cause, sir, even if I would like to.
There is plenty of cause. The harbor is grinding to a halt.
And they have done nothing illegal.
Sir, this is your city.
I understand, and I'm managing it to the best of my ability.
Good God.
Sit down, the lot of you. Mr. Mayor, come with me.
Is that cause, Inspector Brackenreed?
You could say that.
Sir, understood. All right then, lads. Here we are.
Tell you? Nothing but animals.
Higgins, put that down. You're on our side now.
Lads.
Right, point out the ringleaders.
Those two.
Constable, you, arrest the pair of them. The rest of you get in there and start cracking heads. Move, sharpish, come on.
Sir, look.
Hey, you there? Parker! Stop!
Is that your boss? Yes, sir. Seems to me you won't be collecting your paycheck anytime soon, Higgins.
We found Mr. Quinn dead on the ground.
And Mr. Parker?
I saw him. I gave chase. He just approached Quinn's body. He saw me and ran off.
Perhaps he shot him from a distance and was checking to see if he was dead.
No, Mr. Quinn was killed with the same weapon as Mr. Landers, and it was done at very close range.
Did anyone see Mr. Parker near Mr. Quinn prior to his death?
No, sir.
So Mr. Parker was in the proximity of two dead Pinkerton agents, but may not have killed them?
Seems to be the case.
Well then, it appears we have a killer on the loose, and we're not the only ones looking for him.
Two dead men. And both in your employ, it seems.
One of those unionists knew who they were and killed them.
You have a suspect?
Not yet.
What about the black fella? I saw him near Mr. Quinn.
We still haven't found him, but I don't believe he did it.
Well, you've been wrong about everything so far, so you'll excuse me if I don't find that terribly reassuring.
Is this the man you're looking for?
Indeed it is. Well done, Miss Hart.
I found him rifling through the victim's clothing.
Mr. Quinn's?
No, Mr. Landers.
Perhaps it's time we have an honest conversation, Mr. Parker.
That's it. Mr. Landers agreed to give that to me before he was killed.
Any idea who killed him?
No, but I believe Quinn knew. Mr. Landers had agreed to speak to me before he was murdered, and that's why he's dead.
Why did you not tell us any of this?
You're the police. Besides, it was my business, not yours.
2 men are now dead in my city because of your business.
Just wait.
Just give me that and let me be on my way.
Daniel Parker. Any relation? Mr. Parker?
He was my brother.
Upon my order, you are to shoot Agent Daniel Parker.
Bloody Pinkertons. Shot one of their own.
Why would they do that?
The strike at Homestead was at a stalemate. Well, more than a stalemate. Sympathies were on the side of the steelworker. Carnegie and the rest couldn't have that. They ordered the Pinkertons to engage the steelworkers and forced them to their knees.
And since they couldn't back down, they shot one of their own.
Which allowed the Pinkertons to return fire.
Exactly. The workers fired first, so they were fair game. But I never believed the accounts of my brother's death.
Why?
I'm a Pinkerton myself now. Spent a long time looking into this. It had been a peaceful protest. No signs of violence until the Pinkertons created it.
Why did Mr. Landers wait so many years to tell you?
Why does a man do anything? He may have known I was onto him. His conscience may have bothered him. But he had contacted me. Offered me that letter you're holding.
And that's why he was killed?
So both Mr. Quinn and Mr. Landers were involved in your brother's death?
More than involved. One of them fired the shot that killed my brother.
Who gave the order?
Agent Lionel Armstrong, sir. The man now working for Mr. Vance.
Bring him in, Murdoch.
Let me come with you.
No.
Please. He had my brother killed. I've spent the last 10 years searching for him. I need to see him caught. Please.
He's to be taken peacefully.
Of course.
I have your word.
Yes.
You're leaving?
I don't know. Possibly.
You're allowed to feel sorry for yourself, but you're not allowed to give up.
This is more than just feeling sorry for myself.
know it is.
You should have been the one to do it, not me.
Andrew, this will happen for all of us.
Wait.
George, there he is.
Let's just get to the bottom of this.
Sir. Parker, sir.
We'll deal with him later. Where's Armstrong?
He ran out that way.
Parker!
He was getting away.
Mr. Armstrong, are you hurt?
Of course he isn't. I was just telling you where he is. Tell them what you told me. Tell them!
Parker?
No. Tell them.
I gave the order to execute Daniel Parker.
You can take him away now.
At least I got the right one this time.
We're not sending Mr. Armstrong back to the United States. Authorities in Pennsylvania consider his actions ancient history. He's staying here.
And Mr. Parker?
I see no reason to charge him.
Very good.
You agree?
I do. And, sir, with your permission, I have a thought. We won't be charging you with anything.
Thanks for that.
How many years were you with the Pinkertons?
7.
All that ended yesterday.
They terminated my employ. I guess that's what happens when you impugn the reputation of a senior man.
Even if that senior man was a murderer.
Didn't seem to make much difference to them.
Well, it does to me. He'll be facing charges here in Canada for both of the murders he was involved in.
Oh, that's good.
What becomes of you?
Go along, get along, find something to do with my life.
You don't seem to be the type.
Oh, yeah? And what type am I?
You believe in justice? You know what's right, what's wrong?
Yeah, I think I do.
Would you consider employment here?
You kidding?
No.
Toronto police are gonna hire a black man as a copper.
They are not. I am. I've spoken with my inspector. And how does Special Constable Robert Parker sound?
Sounds like a made-up title for a made-up job.
It's not. 7 years as a Pinkerton detective, you've participated in 23 major investigations.
Ancient history.
Well, recent history suggests you have what it takes. We could use a man like you.
I get a gun?
No.
I get a badge. So what do I get for all this?
A chance to draw a regular paycheck and to put criminals behind bars. Criminals like the ones who killed your brother. I'll only be asking once. Are you in?
William,
Yes?
there's something I need to tell you.
Of course.
It's about Dr. Dixon.
I see.
He made a mistake while performing surgery, and Miss Hart offered to cover it up. I think she was doing it as a friend.
A friend. Are you going to report her?
have no proof other than my recounting of the event.
Of course not.
But I think you're right, William. She's not one to be trusted.
Is there something else?
No. No, that was it.